Marie Lloyd, and I'm a clarinetist in the Chamber Orchestra of Europe. I'm British, obviously, by my accent, and I'm standing outside the Concertgebouw in Amsterdam. This is a rather amazing hall where we have a concert tonight with Bernard Haitink.
We formed the orchestra together in 1981, or actually already before, but it started in 81. And it's really special to us because we made it ourselves. We created the orchestra ourselves.
Well, the very first concert was on the 18th of May, 81, as far as I know.
Exactly.
And we put it together. A couple of people, a friend of mine also, I lived in Vienna, Lutz lived in Vienna, and we just rang around Europe and asked our musician friends and like-minded people to join us in London for a concert, and there was no finance for it. We'll just split all the costs between us and make it happen. So, in fact, for the first concerts, we all paid to be there.
It's still got that youthful spirit, even though the age range now is quite large. You know, some of us are now in our 50s, and but it's constantly getting new blood, young people playing, and it's a very flexible ensemble, very, very flexible orchestra, and everybody just loves music.
It's a great collective. This orchestra is a great collective, and for me, I never had any big problems in kind of adjusting or joining, and the fact that there's so many different people, nationalities, and also age-wise, it's very interesting to see what other people have done before you, and to learn from that experience, and maybe to bring something else, of course, that you can do yourself into that mix. And I think this is a wonderful collective.
I obviously don't have a lot of experience with this orchestra, but when I came for the first time in October 2008, it was clear immediately that it was a very special place to be, because you feel like a part of the family immediately, because all the other people make you feel so well and so part of it, and I think that's very special.
To me, what makes this orchestra special mostly is the high quality of the orchestra, is the level and the love to still try to do things in the best way. I don't know, but in the musical world it's very easy now to just try to make as many concerts as possible and to keep going. And here I feel that there is still a care to do things at the best. And this is also the key for me, that lets everybody looking also for a good relationship between us. You know, very often I can hear, and they say, you are friends, and we see that you like each other. I think, yes, there are these friendships, there are these good relations, but it's thanks to this quality.
The musicians who partake in this ensemble play like chamber music. They listen to each other, they look at each other, they are totally committed to this idea of chamber music. So it is so positive, and therefore you get this incredible incisive sound and approach. And I have to say it's a feast to work with them.
This was just a wonderful concert. We really, really loved to play with each other, but this wonderful conductor. Just that you know.
Great stuff. Good job. Yeah, super great. Bravo. Wow, great job. Yeah.
The main reason getting addicted to something is a pleasure. The pleasure to be part of an extraordinary group of persons living homes, even works, families, countries, just to play music together, and since 30 years. This is absolutely an exception. It must be something special there which is really linked, links the people very strongly. And I tell you, this is music, of course, the music, and the pleasure of sharing something very special. And because there are so many other orchestras, it's a bit difficult to explain exactly why, but the best is to come to the concert.
Everyone knows we come from, let's say, 15 different nations. We meet together 100 days a year, let's say that, and everybody brings different influences, and so there is no danger of any routine.
We have all different activities outside the orchestra, chamber music, symphony orchestra, teaching, solistic activities in very different surroundings. So we bring all this experience back here when we come together, and that gives us many different inputs from all these different experiences.
It's a great luxury to play here because there's just such a high level of music making, and sometimes I sit in the rehearsal and the concert and there's a passage of the woodwinds or the horns or the second violins, and I just sit there and listen. I think it's great.
Everybody gives his whole soul, and also I love the little chamber music going on all the time. Then when you play a phrase, then it comes back from the winds and it comes back from the double bass.
These like the most delectable dish you could probably ever imagine, with ingredients from every part of the world, and they come together to make this exquisite pie, you know.
Yes.
Everybody loves it.
Yes, that's nicely said.
What I like about COE is, well, first of all, there are loads of friends, and it's always so nice to come back and play with friends. And it's so flexible, it's... Well, it's more an emotional thing. It's hard to put it in words. I have it in my heart, and I come here and have loads of pleasure and would never like to leave till they kick me out.